Action! Well, welcome to yet another installment of Mugby Junction, How the Hell Do I Make Espresso videos. So, we're going to pull some awesome, actually, dare I say bitchin'? I dare. Bitchin' shots today of espresso here at Mugby Junction. And the first thing you want, of course, is you want well, there's a whole buttload of things that you want. But the necessaries, of course, are a really good espresso machine, which is a Walmart Zoco Linea. It's a 3-group. You can see this one's an automatic, but we don't use the automatic functionality. We only use the semi-automatic for good reason. And then, of course, the other side of the mechanics is a monster grinder, which I think is probably just about the best grinder on the market. There are some better ones with the dual burst system, but frankly, I don't have the money. So anyway, so this is a good grinder. Very solid, very reliable, easy to clean, maintenance-free, etc., etc. Plus, if you're lonely on the weekend, you can take it out to a movie. So, anyway, so the thing you want to do first is you want to start with a hot portafilter. So the portafilter has to be in the machine, has to be hot, because you don't want to start with a cold portafilter. And we've got a customer. We can stop it. I'll edit it. Okay, because I can always edit it out. So, one thing you want to use is you want to use a hot portafilter. So once you pull this portafilter out, before you dose the coffee into it, you don't want to wave it around or run outside with it. In fact, if the portafilter's been sitting out for too long, you can always put it back into the brew head. Or what you can do is run under a little bit of hot water, which also cleans it as well as warms it up. So the next step is we are going to dry the portafilter out, because you want that portafilter dry because water goes where water is. So if you go to pull the shot, the water's going to end up going to the side of the portafilter, running down the side, and you're not going to get as good of a pull. So the next step is we're going to dose the portafilter. With the monster grinder, I don't have any coffee in the hopper yet, because you want to grind the coffee as fresh as you can. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. I'm going to pull the valve open and shut it again. And then as this coffee starts coming out, I'm going to dose the portafilter. I'm going to move the portafilter around because I want it to dose evenly until I have a full portafilter. Then I'm going to take the slid and then just pull right over the top of it. That way any excess goes back into the hopper so I don't waste it. And then what I have is I have a full portafilter, which is going to be somewhere between 16, 17, maybe 18 grams of coffee. The next step is you want to tamp it. You want to tamp it evenly, not only even so that the top of the coffee is level, but you want to tamp it at exactly or roughly 30 pounds of pressure. The best way to do that is with a scale. That way, once you get to where you understand or know exactly what 30 pounds is, you don't need to use the scale, but in the meantime, we use the scale. So I'm going to do the first tamp. I'm going to tap the side of it, which loosens that coffee up on the side. Tamp it again, and then I'm going to polish it by spinning the hand tamper. The other option for tamping, of course, is to use this automatic tamper, which is set for 30 pounds. The problem with that is you can't spin it and polish it. So once you've done that, back over to the espresso machine, you're going to run the hot water because you want hot water in that group head. Portafilter goes in. You want to use clean shot glasses. On, set the timer. What we're going to try to do is we're looking to pull 2 shots that are roughly 3/4 of an ounce to about an ounce, and we want to do that in about 23 to 28 seconds, depending on your taste. These are actually pulling a little fast. Those are pulling more at about 21 seconds at 1 ounce, which is frankly just a little bit too fast. So there's several reasons for that. One is that the portafilter could have been cold. The other one is the water could have been a little cooler coming through the group head at the start. I could have tamped it incorrectly, or the grind could have been too fine. So there's many different reasons. So we're going to assume the grind is a little too coarse, and I'm going to make the grind a little finer. So I'm going to reset that. Now what I want to do is, now that I've changed the grind, is I want to grind any coffee that's left in that chute and get rid of it, because that's obviously the coarser coffee. Throw that away. Now I can grind the next batch and start over again. While that's grinding, I can clean the portafilter, get it dried out, and get ready to dose again. And then you want to, one thing I didn't mention before is you want to bless the rim. You want to get all that coffee off the rim. I think we'd be too close to be present. Oh. So I'm going to run the hot water through the roof head again. On with the shots. On with the timer. Now these might end up being a little slow, so this is going to be just the opposite problem of what we had the first time. So those are much too slow. So I'm going to try adjusting the tamp pressure this time and see what we get. Ideally, the only thing you're ever changing is the grind consistency, because you don't want to change the tamp pressure, you don't want to change, obviously, the type of coffee you're using, or the kind of machine you're using. That way, you're isolating the variables down to only one, and that is the grind consistency. So those are still pulling a little slow, as you can see, so I'm going to change the grind again. Make it just a little coarser. So those are looking, I think, are going to be just about right. So we're going to end up with slightly ristretto shots, which is just shy of 1 ounce, in about 25 seconds. That's what it should look like. So that's the very quick and moderately dirty version of how to pull espresso shots. If you are watching this video, we ask you to vote when the Oscars come around, because we're looking for best documentary picture in the documentaries made in coffee shops in Winona. The competition is not it's not very fierce, unlike the porn category where the competition is always stiff. But anyway, vote now, vote often. Thank you.